Good morning, it's the 19th of April. Welcome to Crypto Collective Technical Breakdown. My name's Mark and I'll be running you through this morning's session. This weekend had a huge sell-off and a bloodbath across all cryptocurrencies from Saturday night through to pretty much Sunday afternoon. The narrative for this has been pretty much put across US Treasury putting institutions for money laundering using Bitcoin. There's also been the hash rate was halved because of a power outage in China, and there's also been a whale selling 9,000 Bitcoin, all of which could be potentials. But at the end of the day, we have to remember that when there's sell-offs, the market will do what it's going to do, and market makers will play with certain movements and basically try to encourage that fear, push the market lower until it obviously finds a bid. Now we can see that Bitcoin came down into the 51,000 barrier, and pretty much it looks like it's come straight back up. But if we delve down, it had an initial bounce after this $9,000 candle. It had an initial bounce, continued to sell off a little bit, and then we had a gradual rally throughout the rest of Sunday, through the night and early hours of Monday morning. Now, how do we look at it right now? Well, 57,000 is a key area. I'd like to see, before I know that the bull euphoria is back into crypto, I would like to see it push up a little bit more into this channel that we're forming, and I'll show you exactly what I'm referring to. So if I just bring in the drawing tool, you'll see how prices reacted here, and then it sold off, come down into the same point. But we're looking at this trend line here, and prices come straight back into it. So ideally I'd like to see price push up a little bit more, and then we can look to take advantage of a higher low as we move on to create new highs. Now it's usually where we get these big sell-offs like we did here. Obviously it leads to then a new high. Now we are in the belief that we're going to see new highs on Bitcoin or crypto market towards the end of the year, and the surge could be phenomenal, or it could just be a steady increase and a new high like we've seen here. However, we have to be disciplined in our approach to the market because it's very, very volatile. So what we can see looking at this is that the buyers are back in place. China have announced that they see Bitcoin as a diversified investment right now. So that's obviously having some kind of bullish impact on the market. And if we then now look at Ethereum came down into a lovely level as well. Just below, it actually just ticked $2,000, which if we look at that, it's a good 25% discount on the price that was created just a few days earlier. So any long-term investors in this market will be looking at snapping up all these kind of 20-25% discounts that were given overnight. Why? Because you're just buying value for something that you foresee as a long-term investment. Day traders, you want to be a little bit more careful. So where do we see this? Well, it had a lovely reaction off the $2,000 barrier. Based on where we're seeing right now off the daily, it needs to break Sunday's high for more confirmation. But if we look at the hourly, we can see the hourly is broken to new highs. I'll just bring in drawing tool again. You can see the previous high was here. We've pushed through that high. So I expect to see a sell-off now. In order for the trend to continue, we're going to have to see a higher low. So maybe a sell-off back down into sort of that 2190. Maybe even a little bit lower towards this 2150, 60 area before we get that next surge up. Now one market that really isn't slowing down is Dogecoin, and this was an alert we put out, which was we were looking for a break above 0.335. We got a break above 0.335, and essentially we got that yesterday. We had to go a little bit underwater initially, but it's now done as a 16% gain on our capital since yesterday. So we were looking at that breakout, nice little stops under structure, and price is moving. I expect to see, based on the hype around this coin, initial target's going to be just up over this level here around 0.4, and then I wouldn't be surprised to see all-time highs hit again. A break above those all-time highs, and we should see further upside on this market. Remember, the coin fundamentally hasn't got any particular use, so to speak. It was set up as a joke. This is just purely a hype coin, but the volume is there, the appetite is there, and you can see that because it's outperforming all markets at the minute. But do remember, it is the type of coin that when you are in good profit, make sure you are taking those profits. Ripple, well, any long-term investor in Ripple would have definitely been looking at snapping up the discount that was offered over the weekend. Once we touched the 1.96, you can see there was a 45%, 43% discount on that sell-off yesterday, and you would be well in the money on those initial buy-ins on those dips. To be more conservative, way of looking at this would be just seeing this channel that's formed here, and if you want to be, let's say, more conservative and wait for a little bit more confirmation, then the best way is a higher low will form before we break out. And once we break out of this descending trend line here, then we can look for that next higher low to push on. Now do remember that Ripple is in discussion with the SEC in terms of whether it's a security or whether it can be continue to be sold as a crypto. So this is one thing that you have to bear in mind with Ripple. There are some fundamental issues surrounding it, but you can see the market is seeing that those issues are looking more positive in favor of Ripple. So that's it for today, guys. If there are any coins that you would like us to give any technical breakdowns on, please drop us a comment in the section below and we will happily do that for you. And on a final note, please remember we are not financial advisors. We are just a team of crypto enthusiasts that like to bring you fundamental and technical news to help you make an educated decision. On that note, guys, have a great day and we'll see you tomorrow.